Beautiful Florida morning. Just got some news out of Miami on the engines. Everything is almost done. There's some pressure testing in the exhaust manifolds that's happening in the next couple of days. Some remaining pipes being cleaned. The turbos are coming back from being reconditioned. The heads are already done. We ought to be just a couple of days until the engines are returned. So that's going to be an exciting time. In the meantime, we've got a couple of small projects to continue. I'm going to take advantage of that engine room being more open than it normally is to clean out some stuff, and then we'll be ready for the engines. Alright, we gotta change our forward bilge pump way down there. There's some nasty stuff down here, so we've been cleaning a little bit. Alright, I'm not sure if I'm going to get more out than that. Pretty gross. Alright. As usual, we got a bunch of extra shit in here. Cut wires. There. Get another one. Alright. We're gonna start just cleaning stuff up. I don't know that anything in here is working. These wires right here, I'm betting, are the signal for that switch. Sorry, the signal for the light that tells me the bilge pump is operating high water. So let's see if we can prove that out by tying them together and seeing if we get a light come on. Negative. What are you? I bet you are the high water. Okay. We're gonna have to do some detective work here. That's going. That's going. That's going. And that's going. Alright. All the old stuff is disconnected. So all we've got coming in are these lines right here. Now, can we figure out what those lines are? They're all right here. I've wondered for a while what this switch over here is. So let's see if we can figure it out. All right, so the lines, we got two inbound lines. One with the black cut. All right, we're gonna have to test all of these. Two lines in, This thing appears to only deal with the switch. So we have, I am assuming then that we have DC power. Okay, we do. Now what I want to know is if we have DC power when I turn the front Bilge switch off, but I think we will because of the size of this wire coming in. 13. This switch back feeds to something over there that goes up front. So we're going to leave that alone. So that wire is not it. So what I'm trying to find is our positive, because I would think it would be here, but why is the black cut? So this is positive power, regardless if the switch is on or off. If I were a betting man, I would bet that these two are miscolored, meaning that the green is not a ground. Yeah, I bet you one of these, okay, I get nothing, but the switch is off. So if I turn it to manual or auto, is it gonna come on? Okay, so now if I touch this, am I getting power? Ooh, I am. All right, that's exactly what we thought. This is the switch line. One side of this is gonna be connected to the positive. So it's gonna go like this. Don't like all these jumbles, but I also am not in a position right now to rewire all of this stuff. Now we should be getting blown fuses. Alright, so when we put this in here, we do not get what I thought. Okay, let's try this again. I swear this just worked, but no, that's a negative. Alright, well, I'm inclined to take the switch out. So back to, we are fused at the correct fuse. We have 13 volts. So let's do this as cleanly as we can. Really fucking gross. Straight to the trash. I'm gonna put a slightly smaller rule in here, but it's automatic. It's gonna go all the way to the bottom. No float switch, in other words. Okay, we're gonna have to heat that pipe up. Something flammable on it. There we go, look at that. Okay, I'm going to try to put a screw back in the same hole with the base. Can you even see that down there? I don't know. We're not going to have a manual right now on this. We always could come back and do one. Let's do this part right. Let's get these wires up and out of the water. Take care of your fucking boats, people. Disgusting. Alright, we're going to put a new fuse on. Now we have correct colors, and we have an inline fuse. So we are going to put our fuse in the new inline fuse, and we're going to take the opportunity to get a bunch of these cut wires off these ring terminals too. Okay, don't know what that is. This one's coming off. This one's coming off. Don't know what that is. Those look good. So we're going to put our negative on here. I just heard it kick on. Did a lot here, so let's retest our power. Okay. We have power. So I'm going to take some vinegar, water, maybe some soapy water, dump it down in here. Alright, let's see if we can kick this on. There it goes. We're in business. We're going to clean this up another day. That forward locker drains right there into this area that I think probably had a bilge pump but doesn't. We have a bilge pump here. So we're going to extend that pipe to go right down into here. So basically, I don't want this draining into here. I want it draining into there where the bilge pump is. Alright, we're going to have to heat that hose up for sure. Okay, I think that'll do it. Not as probably tight as we could probably get it, but it's on. This line's not under any pressure. I can get a hose clamp fully over it, and we can duct that down below that platform, and now we drain into there. So let's get this water out of that area. So this is just a transfer pump. This water collecting in here is rainwater. So I am fine putting it into the bilge. If it was something other than that, I wouldn't do it this way. We have our positive negative post here. So it should be as simple as alligator clipping on. Turning it on. All right, that area is dry for the first time in a while. All right, bilge pump working. The smell is already considerably better up here than where it was before. We're going to call that done. Let's get some primer on this wood. Also built a new top where the washer and dryer used to be. And some supports. This stuff right here, I don't really care about cosmetically, but I just want to seal any edges of wood, any raw edges. Not a high moisture area, but still, it's on a boat. Why not? We're doing it anyway. Nothing special here. Again, not a real wet area, so we're going to use some Coats primer, and then we'll finish painting any cosmetic areas or any exposed areas on the boat. Just a little easier to paint. We'll see. You'll see where these go in an upcoming video. Man, it is hot. So, we're going to pull these rails out. We're going to put in the new rails I bought. And we're going to see, since I don't have a miter saw or a track saw here, how well I did. I wonder if I should just put this new piece on right here. Kinda think I should. Maybe a little modification. So what I'm thinking is, maybe these are sealed so well. Maybe I just bring this to right here. Like so. And then the same on the other side. And rather than miter these edges exactly where they were, I would, well, I'll show you. How about that? Because I think we're going to do it. Yeah, we need a new blade. We might just go cut those inside real quick. Alright, let's see how we did here. It's a hair too tight. Okay, but if we do this, then we're only going to replace one side. And we'll still paint everything, make it look good, but it's going to be significantly easier. And it's going to be a tight fit, so we're going to hammer it in. Let's get a couple of screws in just to hold it, and we'll hammer down along the way too. Actually, this is pulling it up well enough, so I'm going to keep going down the line. The caulk looks pretty good on the old ones, so let's put a new bead on the new ones. Okay, that's in. This stuff's caulked well. And again, the biggest advantage here is going to be the rubber gasket I put in right now. All right, so we're going to put some self-stick weather gasket. Down to, I would love to tell you that was on purpose. Like literally within a millimeter. Okay, that's gonna work. Maybe a better way to do it. That's the way we did it today though.